Coming up next is from Am I the Devil? And it is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Expecting Accommodation for My Vegan Boyfriend from My Mom at Thanksgiving? Oh, this is kind of the reverse of the situation that we saw with the wife who was going to bring her own food. My female 24 mom had invited us to Thanksgiving with her and the family. I called her saying that I'll accept the invite on one condition, and that is to make sure that my vegan boyfriend, male 25, is accommodated. She asked what that meant, and I sent her a list of options to cook for him since he can't be having any meals that contain meat, and the main dish at Thanksgiving is obviously meat. She got back to me later calling me ridiculous for expecting her to cook an elaborate meal for my boyfriend. I told her I was just making sure he'd have something to eat when the time comes, but she turned it back on me asking why I didn't choose a meal from the list I sent her and cook it for him myself and bring it. See, even the mom was like, just bring your own shit. This was a hard no for me because, for one, she's the host. And besides that, I'm busy with school and she should consider how I sacrificed my study time to come celebrate Thanksgiving with her and the family. Ooh, that line doesn't land well. She should consider how I sacrificed my time to come grace her with my presence. She said that I was out of line and hung up. Dad called me and was furious, saying that he couldn't believe this attitude I'm giving about the whole thing, but just said that I was making sure that my boyfriend, who's a guest at their event, was accommodated, and that's all. We argued and he hung up, telling me to get over myself. We haven't talked after that. My siblings want me to attend, but mom thinks it's unfair what I'm asking of her. Am I the astronaut? Edit, my boyfriend didn't think that bringing a meal would be appropriate. He thought my parents might see it as disrespectful. And I understand that angle, but they suggested it. Second of all, my parents are fine with me not contributing to Thanksgiving. They just wanted me to attend, and so do my siblings. I can choose not to go if I could, but then my parents will think I'm punishing them or something, which you would be. They will think that I'm holding my presence at the event over their head, which you are. What? Okay. This is a trickier situation than I initially thought it would be, because I personally feel like you don't get to send in like special dish requests to the host. The host is providing for you. You are thankful for what is being provided. If you have specific requests, I would think that you should bring those things yourself. I think the ask here is probably where it went awry. The hard no on her fixing something for her fiance is like, I just clearly don't have the time. I'm studying, and also I'm gracing them with my presence, so I don't have the time. That comes off a little bitchy and entitled, not gonna lie. And how it was approached with mom, it was made as if it wasn't a request. It was made as if it was a mandatory time. It was a mandatory thing. It was, if you want me to come, you have to do this for my boyfriend. I don't like it. I don't know what the correct couth route here is. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for? What cotillion class would tell you should do in this situation, but it feels like I don't know what the answer is. It feels wrong. If I were in this position, it would feel wrong for me to make a special request of the host to accommodate, to make a dish for just me. That feels wrong. If I have a special requirement, I feel like I need to bring something that satisfies that requirement. I can make a request as long as it's a genuine, like, hey, if there's the chance that you don't mind creating something that would fit within this, that'd be great. He's going to bring his own stuff, or I can make something. Coordinating is fine. Forcing it upon someone is not. And I think it goes back to several conversations we've had where you can have whatever beliefs you want. The instant you start forcing them on to other people, that's where you become the asshole. And in this case, OP forced her boyfriend's beliefs onto her mother, and that's where she became the asshole, in my opinion. They suggested that they make something and bring it, and they were like, no, we don't want to do that. She didn't want to do it because she didn't want to dedicate the time to it. The boyfriend, either she didn't explain to him that they had requested that they do that because he thought it would be rude if they brought it, but they requested that he bring it. So clearly she didn't communicate that to him. She just didn't want to dick with it. And I do get this princess entitled attitude from her, or this vibe from her, because literally gracing them with her presence is the gift that she's giving here. Certainly. Gosh, I think the tone and the method of delivery here, I'm pretty sure there was a refusal to communicate or to relay details from the parents to the boyfriend that would have been solution. She just wants to force it upon her mom. I feel like it was an asshole move. I feel like it was an entitled princess kind of vibe here. and there was a solution available that she just ignored. Going two on here. If she continued pressing it, or she did it in a more visceral way, could have gotten to a 1. It depends on what happens with the situation. It could easily become a 1. Easily. But I'm leaving her at 2, trying to give her a chance to resolve a situation here. But my gosh, if our kids at some point in the future, they're not to that point yet, if our kids did that to us, I'd be like, no, I'm not going to spend hours cooking a whole elaborate dish for one person. Bring something, or if we can modify something that we're already making to work for them, that would be we'd be all for it. We'd be all for it. But like asking someone to dedicate a large amount of time and expense to accommodate one single person is not reasonable, especially when there's another solution present.